Welcome to Feisty Chess. Here we go with a 15-10 game against Diana 498 on chess.com. E4. Let's go for E5. It was either that or my Alekine's defense. But I feel like I haven't played an E4, E5 game in a while. Okay, see where white takes this. A lot of options here. Scotch, Spanish, Italian, 4 knights. Italian it is, and we will play the 2 knights. All right. Ooh, we got knight g5. This always makes me happy. Options are Traxler with bishop c5 or d5. It's all so tasty. I don't know what to pick. I've done some Traxlers already. I have been studying the mainline stuff. Let's go with d5. And here even we have some choices. I'm going to play the Fritz. Haven't played the Fritz in a while. Knight d4. This is a really trappy line. D6, for instance, looks like a really good move for white here because it renews the threat on f7. But after queen takes d6, if white goes for knight takes f7 anyway, forking queen and rook, let's see, queen c5, I think, is more than good enough for black. Queen c6, in fact, queen c6. Okay, knight to c3, not the most challenging continuation. I can probably just play h6 here, but I might have something better. This does rule out the plan of b5, since the knight covers that. Yeah, let's just give that knight a poke here. Okay. I can trade and then push f5. Or I could find another spot for that knight, maybe g4, and then go for f5. Trade. That's the most forcing continuation. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4. Bishop e7. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4. I've also got b5 as an option then. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to take, and then we'll look at b5. Knight takes b5. The point is, if the bishop tries to keep an eye on that pawn, I can just take the bishop and then take the pawn next move. So instead, after b5, the bishop will probably want to come back. Oh, this gets me the two bishops, doesn't it? The bishop have to come back to f1 to not give up on the two bishops, or at least lose some time. So yeah, let's go for b5. c3 is another continuation here. Let's check that out before we make our decision. c3, take, and then I have a choice between taking like this and taking like that. It seems pleasant to me. I'm going for b5. It's one of the key ideas in the Fritz variation. Also, if we go back to this, b5 is playable immediately. As funny as that looks, just hanging a second pawn, because the point is, after bishop takes, we've got queen takes. We're hitting that bishop. Like white can try to keep the pawn with bishop takes check, and then queen takes. But then black has the two bishops and better development. More of the center, anyway. So back to the game. b5 also gives our queen's bishop a little more scope, a little more possibilities for development along this diagonal. Okay, I will get the two bishops. And a bit of an initiative, actually. Let's see, I can grab the bishop now, or I don't have to, actually. I could just play bishop b7, plan to go after that pawn. Or I could play a5, threatening to trap that bishop. a5, probably c3 then I grab the bishop, and he comes and grabs it with it. And he comes and guards it with his queen, guards that pawn with his queen. Bishop b7, and then queen here becomes possible. I'm just going to go with a simple continuation. We'll take, open up the a-rook for white, but I'm going to centralize my queen. And we're going to go ahead and grab this. So we've got, even on the material, we got the two bishops. Our pawn structure is a little bit looser, but we've got an initiative. I think black is better here. Yeah, let's just get our bishop developed. I wanted to do that before playing bishop b7, because of the possibility of queen g4 otherwise. And I want to be able to castle after queen g4. My bishop isn't tied down to that defense of that g-pawn. So bishop e3 is likely here, hitting this pawn, at which point I'll probably go a6 just to keep an eye on b5 as well. And a6, it'll be well guarded by the rook and the bishop. Okay, bishop b7 now makes a threat, which is f5, and the knight can't move because of the mate. There's a lot of variations to look at there involving like c4, but I'm pretty sure that's just going to win a piece in some way or another. No, I need to castle first. I do need to castle first. Okay, that guards G2. It also... Ooh, castling here is bad because the bishop takes. Okay. Maybe I've done this in the wrong order. Alright, alright. I can't fit in f5 here. Okay, I should have castled first, but no sense going back. Is g5 the thing to play here? There doesn't seem to be a lot of good ways through here. Maybe g6 and then h5. This is not what I had in mind. Yeah, g5, g6, and h5. G6 or g5 here. Oof, both are kind of ugly. I guess king f8. King f8 is another option. I don't think there's any shame in king f8 here. King f8, then g6 actually threatens f5. Let's go for king f8. My rook has some prospects because I can play h5 with tempo. F3, huh? Let's play g6. And we're still threatening f5 here. Okay, now our king, we can castle by hand. That's a little bit ugly. It works. We can still maybe play f5. Our rooks are connected. And if white goes for bishop e3 here, I think c5 is a good retort. Yeah, let's do it. Grabbing a little more space. Okay. c6 or d7? Let's stay with c6. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Ugh. Well, I have to drop another pawn, I suppose. Okay. It's gone south. Officially down 2 pawns. I don't want to trade queens, but not trading queens loses me another pawn immediately. White has no big weaknesses. Okay. We're going to have to allow this trade. We'll just solidify here. See what we can make of this position. We do have our 2 bishops. Slightly better king position for an ending. Pretty sure. The knight moves, I'll take the b pawn. Okay. Let's do this then. I'll grab said b pawn. Hitting the rook, so that's important. Okay, just a pawn down now. If he wants to trade off my dark square bishop, that's at least a opposite color bishop's ending. Choice here is, yeah, I'll go here. I don't have to give up the two bishops here. Okay. Bishops are looking pretty good. Except for that. Man, basic tactics, Ben. Basic tactics. Okay, those bishops better be pretty good. I've been told. I've been told that two bishops and a rook is equal to a knight and two bishops, but this is brutal. Completely brutal. I'm here complimenting my two bishops, which aren't really doing anything, and his knight and bishop are running me over. So, yeah, we're looking at a fork. I'm losing that whole bishop, so it's resignation time. I'm sorry, Diana, if I keep using the he to refer to you. That's a difficult barrier to surmount, turns out. But where's the resign button here? Ouch. Tough loss. Really. Yeah, I think black is ultimately better at this point. Let's analyze this. Okay, here comes the opening book. Yeah, after knight c3, this is I think the key kind of deviation. The main move here is actually c3, and then I have to play b5 to have anything worthwhile. Knight c3 doesn't put any pressure on that knight like c3 would. So I can put pressure on black's knight. Knight c3 has been played, but black has done better in those games. e6, main idea. Knight to e4. Knight takes. There's 4 games we're following. 5 games now. Queen h4. Okay. That's more aggressive. b5 follows 1 game. Bishop b3, knight takes, a takes. Let this game end. I can't tell. I need to switch off this thing. Alright, black won this game for what that's worth. Bishop f5. Instead of putting it on the long diagonal, Now it tells me white won that game. I don't get it. Okay, let's look at the computer evaluations here. Yeah, castling is best. Okay, queen g4, h5. Okay, so h5, why not just take? Rook f8 has to be played, right? Well, now we can castle long. Okay. Now just take here? I guess f5 is the ultimate threat in the end, but rook takes a7 is a blunder. Rook d to g8. Oh, and the queen is actually trapped, of course. And the bishop guards the a8 square, so there's no skewers. Well, it's hard to see, giving up the a7 pawn and just castling queenside like that. King f8 gives an advantage. Still likes h5, doesn't like g6. Yeah, I probably should have just gone ahead and kicked the knight here like I'd planned. But actually the knight can come back to c3 with tempo. But f5 is best here. Knight c3, queen e6. Gotta keep an eye on that e5 pawn. White can pick which of these pawns he wants to go after. What's wrong with this? Oh, I'm threatening a fork here. Okay, bishop e3 actually, yeah, made things a lot sharper. c5. It provided a target for a fork with f4. So that's why here, now f4, now f4, and now b4. Okay, we're not losing that pawn anyway. Knight a4. What about knight b5 here? Queen d7. Knight takes here. He takes f4. Queen takes. Now c5 to cut off the defense from the bishop. And the knight's kind of hung out to dry. But Peter says that's a draw. Okay, well this would have been more to my liking in the game, obviously. It's c5, and that now knight c3 is good, but c4 is even better apparently. Knight c3. Now queen d7. I didn't even think about giving up the e pawn. The e pawn was not on my mind at all. I was looking at how should I protect these bishops. Do I want to come back here and protect both bishops? Oops. Back here. So yeah, queen d7 was the move. Queen takes e5 check. Bishop f6. Queen can take here. But now we're gaining some time on the queen, getting our rooks in the game. So we're still down 2 pawns. But these open files are looking good for our rooks, especially with the queen hanging out there. So that's some compensation, but still, I mean, it's more or less down 2 pawns on the evaluation if you round up. Yeah, and this a6. Yeah, knight e4 lost half the advantages, gave up a pawn. Really needed to keep that bishop on that diagonal, didn't I? Yeah, that's a big mistake. Bishop takes e4. It's better. How about back here as bishop takes e4? Good. It's best, apparently. It gives white a choice to keep the right bishops on the board. But I'm only down a single pawn here. Bishop c3. Yeah, so this was a case of getting a little bit demoralized about some tactics. A classic case of once you fall victim to some tactics, for me at least, once I fall victim to some tactics, I am even more victim to tactics to come. I'm even more prone to miss them. So I missed this check at skewer. f6 doesn't help. He just takes on f6 with the bishop. And then I didn't even see that there was this possibility too. It's not just winning the exchange. So none of that did I see because I was thrown off kilter by the tactics I'd already fallen victim to. So maintaining that resilience is really tough. For me, it's really tough to stay resilient in the face of I've made a mistake. Right? Once I make a mistake and then I realize it, it's like my state of mind goes out the window and I make lots more mistakes. So, important lesson. Didn't get in too bad of time trouble that game. That was good. That was one goal I had. My two objectives were time trouble and looking broadly and not deeply. And I don't think I really did a very good job. I should be able to see, for instance, bishop check here. d5, d4. So, okay, here's how the game went. And I resigned because I have no legal move other than this. And then, for instance, that is a double check. I have to move again, and she can just grab up a whole bishop. And at this point, there's no sense in fighting on. So, well played, Diana. 498 from Russia, apparently. I think that's the Russian flag. Did I get that right? Yes. Okay, good game. Thank you for the game and the lesson. Stay feisty, folks. We'll see you next time.